King Charles's dying plea to William: "Don't betray Kate." Revealed, King Charles III is said to have delivered a devastating warning to his son, Prince William, urging him not to repeat the catastrophic mistakes that marred his own life. Sources close to the royal household claim the king, frail and emotional, clasped William's hand and begged him to stay true to his wife, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, in a plea that has left the monarchy grappling with its past and future. The weight of Charles's words, steeped in regret and raw honesty, has sparked a firestorm of speculation about the state of William and Kate's marriage and the pressures threatening to tear them apart. Insiders reveal that Charles is dying. Words were not just a father's advice, but a desperate attempt to shield William from the scandals and betrayals that defined the king's own tumultuous personal life. The late monarch, haunted by the collapse of his marriage to Princess Diana and the ensuing public fallout, reportedly feared that William might be tempted to stray from his vows under the crushing weight of royal duty. Charles was blunt, a palace aide confided. He told William that betraying Kate would be a mistake he'd regret for life, just as Charles regretted his own choices. It was a raw, emotional moment. Charles was almost in tears. The revelation has cast a harsh spotlight on the royal family, with whispers of tension in William's marriage now dominating tabloid headlines and social media. The public, still mourning Charles's death, is now grappling with the uncomfortable truth that even in his final moments, the king was consumed by fears of history repeating itself. Critics have seized on the story, accusing the royal family of perpetuating a cycle of dysfunction, while supporters argue that Charles's plea was a noble attempt to secure a stable future for the monarchy. As the nation watches William and Kate navigate their roles as the new king and queen consort, every glance, gesture, and public appearance is being scrutinized for signs of strain. The question on everyone's lips: is the royal marriage as solid as it seems, or are cracks already forming under the pressure of Charles' haunting warning? A king's regret laid bare. The late King Charles III, known for his stoic demeanor, reportedly bared his soul in a way few had ever witnessed. According to those present during his final days, Charles was tormented by the mistakes of his past, particularly his highly publicized affair with Camilla Parker Bowles during his marriage to Diana. He never forgave himself for the pain he caused, a close confidant revealed. Charles saw William and Kate as the monarchy's last hope for redemption, a chance to break free from the scandals that have plagued the Windsors for decades. The king's plea was not just about love, but about legacy, a desperate bid to ensure that William's reign would not be tainted by personal failures. Sources say Charles's warning was laced with specific references to his own devastating lifetime mistake, a thinly veiled allusion to the affair that shattered his marriage and fueled years of public outrage. The king reportedly urged William to prioritize Kate above all else, warning that the temptations of power and privilege could lead him down a dangerous path. He told William that Kate is his rock, his anchor, and that losing her trust would destroy not just their marriage, but the monarchy itself, the source added. The emotional weight of the moment was palpable, with Charles reportedly struggling to speak through his grief and exhaustion. The revelation has sparked fierce debate about the state of William and Kate's relationship. While the couple has long been seen as the picture-perfect face of the modern monarchy, insiders hint at underlying tensions. The pressures of royal life, endless public scrutiny, demanding schedules, and the looming responsibility of the crown have reportedly taken a toll. William is under immense strain, a former palace staffer claimed. Kate has been his greatest supporter, but Charles's words have added a new layer of pressure. William knows the world is watching, waiting for him to falter. Whispers of trouble in paradise. Despite their polished public image, rumors of discord between William and Kate have swirled for years, fueled by tabloid speculation and cryptic social media posts from royal watchers. Charles' dying plea has only intensified these whispers, with some claiming the late king sensed trouble brewing. Charles wasn't just speaking hypothetically. A source close to the royal family insisted he saw signs that worried him. Small things, like William's temper flaring under stress or Kate seeming more withdrawn. He feared history could repeat itself if William didn't stay vigilant. The suggestion that the royal couple might be struggling has sent shockwaves through their fan base, with ex-users flooding the platform with hashtags like #MongWilliamandKate and #YesRoyalWarning. Public reaction has been a mix of sympathy and skepticism. Some view Charles's words as a heartfelt fatherly gesture, a final act of love to guide his son. Others see it as a damning indictment of William's character, suggesting the new king might already be wavering in his commitment. If Charles felt the need to warn him, what does that say about William? One ex-user posted, sparking thousands of retweets. Another user countered, "Kate and William are stronger than ever. This is just tabloid nonsense trying to stir up drama." The polarized responses highlight the intense scrutiny the couple faces as they step into their new roles. Kate, for her part, has remained composed in public, but insiders say she's deeply affected by the narrative surrounding Charles' final words. She's hurt by the implication that their marriage is at risk, a friend of the Princess of Wales revealed. Kate has always been fiercely loyal to William, but she's human. The constant speculation is exhausting. The couple's recent public appearances, including a somber visit to a children's hospital, have been dissected for clues, with body language experts noting that Kate appeared guarded while William seemed distracted. Whether these observations hold any truth or are simply media-fueled exaggerations remains unclear. The weight of the crown as the new king, William faces unprecedented challenges, both personal and professional. The monarchy is at a crossroads, with public support waning amid economic hardship and growing Republican sentiment. Charles's warning has added a personal dimension to William's burden, forcing him to confront not only the demands of leadership, but also the fragility of his marriage. William feels the weight of his father's words every day, a palace insider said. He knows that any misstep could unravel everything: his family, his reign, his legacy. The pressure to live up to Charles's expectations is immense, with some fearing it could push William to the breaking point. Kate, meanwhile, is navigating her own challenges as queen consort. Known for her grace and resilience, she has taken on a more prominent role in the wake of Charles's death, spearheading charitable initiatives and representing the monarchy at home and abroad. Yet, the shadow of Charles's plea looms large. Kate is determined to prove the doubters wrong, a source close to her said. She's not just standing by William. She's actively working to strengthen their partnership and show the world they're united. Her efforts have not gone unnoticed, with many praising her poise and dedication, though some question whether she's masking deeper concerns. The couple's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are also caught in the maelstrom. Insiders say William and Kate are fiercely protective of their privacy, determined to shield them from the media frenzy surrounding Charles's warning. They want their kids to grow up with as much normalcy as possible, a source said, but with this story dominating headlines, it's harder than ever. The prospect of their family life being dissected by the public has added another layer of tension, with William reportedly furious at the leaks that exposed his father's private words. A legacy of love or a warning unheeded. As the nation mourns King Charles III, his final plea to William has become a defining moment in the monarchy's narrative. The late king's words were not just about his son's marriage, but about the future of the institution itself. Charles, who spent his life trying to modernize the monarchy while grappling with its scandals, saw William and Kate as its best hope for survival. He believed in them, a royal biographer said, but he also knew how easily it could all fall apart. His warning was as much about the crown as it was about love. For now, William and Kate are presenting a united front, with carefully choreographed public appearances designed to quell rumors. Their recent joint statement, released via Kensington Palace, emphasized their commitment to each other and their duties. "We are deeply honored to carry forward His Majesty's legacy," the statement read. "Together, we will continue to serve with dedication and unity." Yet, the carefully worded message has done little to silence skeptics, who point to the absence of personal reassurances about their marriage as evidence of underlying issues. The coming months will be critical for the new king and queen consort. Every decision, from policy to public engagements, will be viewed through the lens of Charles's warning. Will William heed his father's advice and remain steadfastly devoted to Kate? Or will the pressures of the crown and the temptations of power lead him astray, as Charles feared? The answers remain uncertain, but one thing is clear. The eyes of the world are on William and Kate, waiting to see if they can defy the odds and honor Charles's dying wish. The court of public opinion, the story of C.
Camilla's explosive outburst. Jealousy ignites a floral fiasco, Camilla. The air was thick with tension, petals scattered like broken promises on the cold marble floor. Camilla's voice, sharp as a blade, cut through the room, her words dripping with venom. "Reject that flower, Catherine," she spat, her eyes blazing with a jealousy so raw it could have set the room on fire. She claimed the flower, innocent, delicate, its soft pink petals trembling in Catherine's hand, was laced with something sinister, something explosive. The accusation hung heavy, a spark threatening to ignite a war. Everyone froze, their breaths caught as Camilla's rage painted the scene in shades of betrayal. She wasn't just angry, she was unraveling, her heart a tangled mess of envy and bitterness. Catherine stood there, stunned, the flower still clutched in her fingers, its beauty now a weapon in this twisted game. Camilla's claim wasn't just wild, it was personal. "Those flowers were meant for me, not you, Catherine," she hissed, her voice a low growl that sent shivers down spines. The room, once buzzing with the warmth of a celebration, turned icy. Whispers slithered through the crowd. Was Camilla serious? An explosive flower? Or was this just her jealousy clawing its way out, desperate to ruin Catherine's moment? The accusation wasn't just about a flower. It was about possession, about who deserved the spotlight, who deserved the love. Camilla's bitterness was a storm, and it was tearing through everything in its path. No one could look away. The drama was suffocating. Each word from Camilla's lips another log on the fire. She paced, her heels clicking like a ticking bomb, her hands trembling with fury. "You don't get to take what's mine," she shouted, her voice cracking, under the weight of her emotions. Catherine, usually so composed, looked like she'd been slapped. The flower, now a symbol of their fractured bond, dangled limply in her hand. The crowd was hooked, their phones already out, capturing every second of this meltdown. Camilla's jealousy wasn't just a feeling. It was a performance, a raw, ugly spectacle that demanded attention. And she was giving them a show they'd never forget. But then, something shifted. The room, still reeling from Camilla's outburst, began to soften. Catherine, her voice steady despite the chaos, stepped forward. "Camilla, this isn't about the flower," she said, her words calm but firm, like a lighthouse cutting through a storm. She held the flower out, not as a challenge, but as a gesture. "It's about us, about trust." The crowd leaned in, their anger and shock giving way to curiosity. Could this moment, so drenched in bitterness, turn into something else? Catherine's composure was a stark contrast to Camilla's fire, and it was pulling everyone back from the edge. The flower, once a spark of conflict, was becoming something more. A bridge, maybe, or at least a chance to pause. Camilla's eyes, still burning, flickered with something new. Doubt? Regret? She stopped pacing, her breath uneven, as Catherine's words sank in. The crowd was silent now, the air heavy with anticipation. This wasn't just about a flower anymore, it was about two women, their bond stretched to its breaking point, and whether they could find their way back. The flower, still in Catherine's hand, wasn't explosive in the way Camilla claimed, but it was powerful. It held their history, their pain, their hope, and everyone watching knew it. The tension hadn't vanished, it had morphed, wrapping itself around this fragile moment like a vine. The celebration, meant to be a joyful gathering, had become a battleground, but Catherine wasn't backing down. She took another step toward Camilla, her voice softer now, almost pleading. "You don't have to do this," she said. "You don't have to tear us apart." Camilla's jaw tightened, her hands balling, into fists. The crowd held its breath, waiting for her response. Would she lash out again, her jealousy too deep to overcome? Or would she let Catherine's words reach her? The flower, still dangling between them, seemed to pulse with possibility. It was no longer just a flower, it was a choice, a chance to heal or to destroy. The room felt smaller now, the walls closing in as the two women faced each other. Camilla's rage hadn't fully faded. It lingered in her clenched fists, in the sharp set of her shoulders. But Catherine's presence was a quiet force, a reminder